everyone. I'm Adam Brown, and this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, May 28th. On today's show, we'll get a visit from Jeff Cory and Mary Moore to tell us what's new at the Legacy Foundation. We'll show you some photos from the recent Mother's Day Tea and Vintage Fashion Show, and Greg Pindara will tell us about the new summer dining options over at the Crystal. But first, we want to remind you that tomorrow is that time to do lunch at Slate's in Cape Coral. Slate's is the newest addition to the long and illustrious restaurant careers of chefs and owners Alan and Nancy Cotter. They possess a passion for creating exquisite food featuring Cajun and Caribbean-infused dishes. You'll enjoy this casual fine dining experience, and court pickups will begin at 10 a.m. on the island. And now for a little transportation news. If you have tickets for the community concert or symphony classical series at the Barbara B. Mann Performing Arts Hall, you can catch a ride during the 2015-2016 concert season. Contact either service desk for more information. The Legacy Foundation here at Shell Point has been quite busy these days. Terry Kolath sat down recently with two of this year's additions to the foundation, Jeff Cory and Mary Moore, to find out more about why we have the Legacy Foundation and what they can offer our residents.
Hello, everyone. I'm here today with two very special people. They are from our Legacy Foundation, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. I'm here with Mary Moore and Jeff Cory. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Terry.
Thanks, Terry.
It's a privilege to work with the Legacy Foundation every single month in the Academy and share these seminars that help us so much in a variety of ways. Financial questions, legal questions, all sorts of things. And we want to just say that we're glad to have you back. You haven't been with the Legacy Foundation for a while, but this is kind of like a rerun for the two of you.
Old Home Week.
Old Home Week.
Yes.
So many of our residents will be looking and saying, I remember this dynamic duo from the past. Other residents will have met Mary as they've moved in, because that has been a role you've had. And some people will have met Jeff 3 times.
That's right. That's right, Terry. Back since 1993. When I first came to Shell Point, and this is a unique place with just very unique residents, sort of like coming home for me.
Sure, sure. Well, I first want to just bring up something that impressed me so much when I started working here. Having a Legacy Foundation right in our community. Tell us why we have this, Jeff. What does this mean for us?
Well, the Legacy Foundation really started out of Shell Point's, our founding. We were founded by a gift. An individual gave 75 acres to the Christian Missionary Alliance Foundation, so it's sort of in our DNA. And so it's something that we assist residents through their philanthropy, but also their estate planning, and residents that want to give back and be a part of a community that's growing and active, that really cares about residents. And so the foundation, although we deal with financial issues, is really much more about people and serving our residents, make sure they're cared for in a secure environment, and to give them trusted advice.
That's fabulous. Now, Mary, you have had a long experience with the Legacy Foundation, too. Maybe each of us who have done something with the Legacy Foundation think that's what the Legacy Foundation does. But would you expand a little bit for us?
Well, we're much more. A lot of people will think the Legacy Foundation is just a bill pay service, or maybe they just do estate planning, or maybe it's just a fundraising arm of Shell Point. But it's all those things.
Right.
We also like to think of ourselves as friend raisers. We want to work with people who have a passion for something and help make it happen. We also are going to be organizing the golf tournament again this year.
Nice.
We'll be working with everyone on the gala. And then maybe making an appearance in the volunteer appreciation dinner, supporting that, sponsoring that. So just being involved in the community, sort of as a friend.
That's fabulous. That is really fabulous. A friend raiser. I like that. Jeff, you have alluded to the fact that we have a unique population here. What are a couple of things that come to mind? You've been in other organizations. What makes us so special? We all know we're special. In your mind, what makes us so special?
I mean, I really think, Shell Point's core values, caring, serving, and satisfying. That's sort of the mantra for the organization, our employees and staff, as we are caring for our residents. But I think residents also buy into that, and it's caring and serving each other. And we have lots of residents that want to give back and be a part of something big. And so, as Mary said, we'd really help people fulfill their dreams of doing something special and being part of something bigger than themselves.
Wonderful. And Mary, the fundraising part, I know you've made a lot of friends with people who are coming into Shell Point. Are you noticing any changes in the people that come into Shell Point from your times back in the day with Legacy?
Well, of course, the baby boomer population is coming. It's really a neat experience for me because I worked with these folks for 5 years in the sales office, the last 5 years. And when they came into Shell Point, then they started their lives and worked with Resident Life, and then I was on to the next one. I'm so fortunate now, I get to work with the people that live here, and that is just really great. And I think that I heard an employee say the other day that when they started here, they couldn't believe how happy everyone was here. All the employees, all the residents. They said, I've never worked at a place where everyone was so happy. And I started thinking about that, and that's true. It's like a big college campus. And when I came back, it was like coming home for me, too.
That's fabulous. Now, Jeff, promise us that you'll continue to bring us a Legacy seminar every month in the
We'll
Academy.
bring, part of what we do here is educational in nature. And again, we don't want to be looked at as just here to raise money for Shell Point and be fundraising and that sort of thing. We want to give back. We want to be part of the community. We talk about celebrating life at Shell Point, and we want to be a part of that. And we've talked about some new programming, even in healthcare, medical breakthrough series that we're planning on presenting here in the near future. So we want to be a part of the fabric and life of Shell Point in much more than just a financial way.
Thank you. Well, you've heard it here. These are two people looking to make a friend. Stop by the Legacy Foundation and meet Mary Moore, Jeff Cory, and a lot of other nice people.
In celebration of Mother's Day this month, a tea and vintage fashion show was held over at the Woodlands. There were some pretty elegant designs modeled by some of our residents and staff for all the attendees to see. So in case you missed the event, we thought we'd show you some of the photo highlights. This summer, there will be a change in the dining options over at the Crystal. Dan Felgreen is standing by with dining manager Greg Pindara to talk about the summer menu.
Hi, we're at the beautiful Crystal Dining Room, and I have with me Greg Pindara, who's the dining operations manager. And there's a few changes in store for the summer for the Crystal menu. Greg, what's in store here?
Well, we've decided that the buffets that we run at night are very effective and efficient in the winter months, but once it comes to the summer months, it's not quite as efficient. And we have suggested to the Food Advisory Committee a plan, and they have accepted and agreed with our plan to try to make some changes for the summer.
Okay, so now it's the issue is that with the fewer people coming to the buffets, that you end up throwing quite a bit of food away, and that's not a good thing. So the advisory committee, there's made up of residents, correct?
Yes, it is. The residents from each of the courts are on the Food Advisory Committee, and we explained to them what the plan was, and they agreed that it would be a best venture for us to do for the summer months.
Okay, now so we know this is going to involve the buffets, but what is the plan to deal with this?
Okay. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, we will no longer have the buffet because it is no longer effective financially. Like I said, we have to throw out a lot of food. But we are going to have the old home cooking on Monday, the crystal carving board on Thursday, and still have our Sunday brunch. We're also going to make some changes in the menu, which we have to be more economical for the residents when they come in. We're actually going to offer 5 items with smaller portions. And we're adding comfort food like macaroni and cheese. That'll have a smaller portion. We'll have spaghetti and meatballs. That'll have a smaller portion. A seafood shrimp scampi, which will also have a smaller portion. And a braised beef, which you can get a smaller portion for a cheaper price.
So these new selections on the menu give a few more options, particularly if you want a lighter meal and want to save some money.
That's right. And for the summer months and so warm outside, maybe a little less food will go a long way.
Well, that sounds great, and we can solve this issue. Nobody wants to see good food be thrown away, and we want to see Shell Point be as efficient as possible and do the best we can with the resources available.
Yes, we want to just make sure we will keep the residents happy while they're in the Crystal, and they will have plenty of good food to eat. But again, on Monday nights, we have the old home cooking. On Thursday nights, we'll still have the crystal carving board, and we still will have a Sunday brunch. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, it'll be an a la carte menu, the crystal platter, and we will be running another daily special that will be selected for each day of the week. The new menu and the buffets will start June 1st.
All right, so a few adjustments here for the summer, and come season rolling around again, we'll be back to all the buffets just like usual.
Yes, we will. We'll be back to 6 buffets a week, Monday through Friday, and still have Sunday brunch. Come back in October. I imagine we'll do this, start back in October.
All right, so it looks like it's safe to say all summer long, every day that the Crystal's open, there's no danger of going away hungry.
No danger in going away hungry.
All right, so come on out to the Crystal. Check out these new menu options. You might find some things there you're really going to enjoy.
And now it's time for all of today's happenings, academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chanley, and this is Caitlin Van Scoy, and we're here to tell you what activities we have here at Shell Point for you. At 7:15, we begin with the Health Connections class, Bend, Breathe, and Balance. That's held in the Health Club down on the island. 8 o'clock's the time the Men's Golf Association will be at the Shell Point Golf Club. At 8 o'clock, we have pickleball at the pickleball court. Also at 8 o'clock, we have the round robin doubles tennis. That's going on down at the Woodlands tennis courts. The Paddlers Club heads out from the kayak storage facility at 8:30. They'd like you to show up a little bit earlier so they can get right on the water at 8:30. At 9 o'clock, we have Samba, the card game. That's in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. At 9:15, the shuffleboard game will be going on at the shuffleboard courts. Current events will be discussed in the game room of the Woodlands at 9:30. And we have ladies match play tennis at the tennis courts at 9:30. 9:45 is the time for the introduction to beginning line dancing down in the health club. And from 10 to 12, the photo gallery and studio are open for tours. 10:15, we have basic line dancing in the health club. Also at 10:15, the poetry group will be meeting in the art studio on the island. The resident hurricane seminar will be at the village church at 10:30. That's important to attend. And then at 11 o'clock, the Suzy Q will head to Rum Runners in Cape Coral. Sign up is required. Now here's Caitlin for the afternoon lineup.
Thank you, Bev. We're going to start our afternoon off at 12:45 with Mahjong in the Library Lounge. And at 1:15, the Aviation Club will be meeting in the Osprey Room. 1:30 is the time for another Health Connections class, Aqua Pilates Stretch in the LifeQuest Aquatic Center. And the Stamp Ministry will be in the Stamp Room down in the Island Tunnel at 2 o'clock. From 2 to 4 today, the Photo Gallery and Studio will be open for viewing. And at 2:45, we have a Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility Training Level 2 in the Health Club, and that's currently full. The seamstress will be here for her weekly service at 4 o'clock in the Osprey Room. And the Alcoholics Anonymous meeting will be in the Sable Room of the Woodlands at 4:30. Pinochle will be played in the Library Lounge at 6:30. And our last Thursday activity is a 7 p.m. Trailblazers Bible study in the Game Room of the Woodlands. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Thursday. At 9 o'clock, the virtual dementia tours for those who have signed up take place in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands, and also at 1 o'clock, virtual dementia tours for those who have signed up, Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. At 1 o'clock, our Light Room for Beginners continues in the photo studio on the island.
Menus for Thursday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is General Tso's chicken with fried rice and Asian vegetables. The dinner special is the Crystal Carving Board for $13.95, and the soup of the day is broccoli cheddar bacon. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a chicken provolone panini with roasted peppers and red onion and chips for $7.75. The dinner special is Thai night for $8.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are ribeye for $19.95 or trout for $16.95. Menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey, an assistant pastor here. Here we were on a warm July evening, sauntering down the Champs-Élysées in Paris with friends near the brilliantly lit Arc de Triomphe. Thousands of people wandered up and down the wide, tree-lined avenue under the gaze of the clients of numerous sidewalk cafes where business was brisk. The popular song came to mind, "Oh, Champs-Élysées, oh, Champs-Élysées." And the song says in English, "There is everything you want on the Champs-Élysées." Dazzling displays adorned the windows of stores which occupy some of the most prestigious real estate in the world. Peugeot, Air France, Le Drugstore, all vied for attention. So did the theaters with their neon displays, inviting the serious to see Depardieu in Cyrano de Bergerac, or the less serious to Gremlins 2. The whole street was one big party. For a while, anyway. Suddenly the mood changed as the talking and laughter of the multitude was eclipsed by the sound of coins rattling in a small box. Shuffling towards us was a little woman, half my height, with legs only 6 inches long, probably a victim of thalidomide. Her hands were clasped together behind her head, a white sweater covering a normal body. As she waddled slowly along, she kicked across the uneven sidewalk in front of her a small wooden box, rattling a few miserable coins that had been thrown into it by benevolent passers-by. The party was over for me. I tend to take legs for granted, but she had no legs at all to speak of. No legs. Who was this pathetic little lady? Where was home for her? What was her name? Had anyone ever spoken to her about Jesus? Champs-Élysées means Elysian fields, the home of the righteous dead in Greek mythology. But this wasn't paradise, no sir. Not when there were people limited by 6-inch legs, reduced to begging. This was no Champs-Élysées for her. And life just isn't a party for most people. The bright lights, fabulous shops, world-class restaurants, designer clothes, and general trappings of sickening affluence don't mean much if you don't have legs, however many coins you collect in your miserable little box. Nor do they mean much if you don't know Jesus Christ, even if you have both legs and money. Paradise lost, perhaps, but Champs-Élysées, no way. Forget the Champs-Élysées. How does the holy city, the New Jerusalem, sound? Write this down, says the Lord, for these words are trustworthy and true. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain. I am making everything new. Well, that's better. Light years ahead of whatever is second best. Like Abraham, the Christian looks forward to the city whose architect and builder is God. There the King will wipe away tears from our eyes and make everything new. Enjoy the prospect. Oh, Champs-Élysées. And thank you for tuning in to Village Church Connections.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. Return again tomorrow when we'll hear from Heather Batty, Barbara Boynton, and Barbara Heatherly about self-managing a chronic disease in an upcoming Health Connections class. Plus, we will take a look back at the top stories from this week. This has been Shell Point Today for Thursday, May 28th. I'm Adam Brown, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.